Stop abusing Excel. Welcome back to Perth PowerBI channel. Today I'm going to show you how to compare your business performance to the national average. First, a quick refresher. A normal distribution shows how data is spread out around an average value. It is not a super common visual you will see in every dashboard, but useful when you are benchmarking the business with another business or the whole industry. To create one, here we will need 4 measures and 1 calculated table. I will explain these 4 measures later in the video. There are no default normal distribution visual, so we will need to create one by using line chart. First, we will need to drag this calculated table into x-axis. The first DAX here is about the mean, or the average of the data you want to compare with. The second DAX is about the standard deviation, which is the variation of the datas. Third and fourth here are controlling the visual. Steps refers to how many dots to draw the groove. The higher the smoother. But normally 200 will be enough. Is barely to be noticed any difference above it. And range factor will affect the kurtosis, the higher the sharper it will be. Then we will need to drag this column into x-axis. It will look like a blank visual, but no worries, it hasn't finished yet. Next step, we will add this measure into the visual. The first DAX is the result from the calculated table. Is also purely for the visual to calculate where is the location of the x-axis. Next, the mean value and SD will need to be as same as the calculated table. Is recommended to have a separated measure to manage them. Next step, we will just drag the measure to y-axis, and we will get the normal distribution now. Then, we will use the second measure to create a reference line for the visual. The calculate part is optional. You can just use some function if your dashboard doesn't have too many cross-filter. In the format, go down to the reference line section. Add a line, x-axis line. Select the fx in the value. It allows us to use a variable value or measure instead of a fixed number. We will select the measure 2 we just talked about. The line is added. You can see it is right in the 537 thousandths as the revenue shows. If we change the color, it will be easier to see. We can also add a data label to make it more clear. The whole visual is basically done here. We have a beautiful normal distribution line with a reference line to show what level the business is in. The next visual we can add a card to emphasize the result. Then come to the third measure here. Is similar to the first one, but here we will calculate the revenue. Mean and the standard deviation remains the same as the calculated table. This measure is to calculate the percentile for the next measure. Following the third measure, we use the result to create a text card, which can also be a dynamic value if a dynamic measure is applied. We will just need to select this measure and change to a card visual. Then a complete normal distribution visual with comparison with average number is finished. It can be used in the scenario when displaying customer performance and advise improvement needs based on their level. Thanks for watching. This is Perth PowerBI. If you have any question or require a data consultant for your business, feel free to leave a comment or contact us. And we will see you next week.